Hey everybody, welcome back to my book chat channel. Um, this is another book review, and for those who had caught my TBR last week, I had created a very ambitious TBR for myself, and to make matters worse, I've added in a couple of books on top of that list. So this month is definitely going to be a very ambitious, potentially productive reading month. So this is another book review. After watching a recent book review from Nichi from I Read Past My Bedtime, and I will link her video down below. She had done a book review most recently on something called Boots in the Ashes. And after listening to her review and her thoughts on the book, I felt compelled to go and find the book myself, and it wasn't quite available, and I wasn't able to purchase it, so I decided to take advantage of the Amazon 30-day free trial, and I ended up, or through the Audible free trial, and found myself the audiobook through that way. So I just recently finished this book, and I have to say that I was really, really impressed with the story. It is the tellings of one of the first ATF women, or let me rephrase that, one of the first women to end up in the ATF, and it tells of several different cases that she worked on over the course of her career while juggling the challenges that she faces through life, just life in general, along with the challenges of being a woman in that environment and in that time frame where things were just starting to change for the better when it came to women and careers, and she just happened to fall in the right timeline or in time frame to take advantage of that. And I've never read, I guess, an autobiography or any kind of story like that, and I found it really, really fascinating. Enough so that I may actually start looking at more books like that. I found the cases were really intriguing. It was a real educational experience to listen to everything she had to say. And I highly recommend this book to anybody who, oddly enough, to anybody who watches things like SWAT or NCIS or Criminal Minds or even Hawaii Five-0. It really takes into perspective just the small amount of information that we're privy to through those shows. If you take those shows and then apply those concepts to this book, for example, it really shows how much time and energy goes into those types of cases. Whether it's a fire, a robbery, it doesn't really matter what it is. These cases, literally, they take years before, some of them take years even before they hit trial, and then the trials themselves take years. Unlike, these TV shows that we watch where it shows, they go from the crime to a little bit of a jumble in the middle trying to figure everything out, and then the conclusion in the end where they normally get their bad guy. And sometimes that includes the trial part of it, and sometimes it doesn't. But the shows tend to go from beginning, middle, and end, and generally they wrap it up very nicely at the end to make it a happy ending. And that's just not always the case. With reading this book, it really put into perspective just how long some of those things take and why things get lost in the system sometimes because of that. So anyone who is into those types of TV shows or movies, I'd highly recommend you checking out this book. It really was a bit of an eye-opener for me, and it was a real fascinating read. So, that was Boots in the Ashes by Cynthia Beebe. I hope I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. And I will link Nikki's review on this book down below as well. I hope you all check this book out, and let me know what you think in the comments. This was a really good one and would love to gush about it. So for anyone who has read it, what did you think? For any of those who might be interested, what did you think? Are you planning on reading this book? Be sure to, again, leave your comments down below, and I look forward to touching base with you again soon. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Happy Easter. Happy reading.